Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure. It's always my honor to be greeting you and bringing this message of emancipation to you, whereby I am pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. That's the reason why today I want to speak to you concerning how you can redesign your life. But before I go into what I want to speak to you about, I just want to remind you that I would have just uploaded my BlackMadGuru merch, and if this message has been helping you in any way and you see it fit for you to support this work, I will encourage you to support this work by supporting our merch. There are t-shirts that are available and mugs and everything for both male, female, children, for the whole family. So I will definitely appreciate your support. I'll make sure to provide a link below for you to check it out. Okay, now with that being said, now I want to get into this topic that you can redesign your life. But just before I go any further, I want to also let you know the basis of my teachings. And even though you might be someone who's been listening to me all the time, I always need to reiterate that the basis of my teaching is that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history. And that the Bible is written symbolically, and it has no reference to anyone who existed thousands of years ago or to any actual event that would have taken place on earth thousands of years ago. From the beginning of the Bible to the end of the Bible, it's a great psychological drama. It all have to do with the human psyche. You might say to yourself, what does that have to do with me? But if you're going to learn how you can redesign your life, you have to learn the law of mentalism. And you have to be in control of your thoughts and your action. So it is very important for you to know also that the Bible is your spiritual autobiography that must be interpreted psychologically. And that is why I'm going to go into the Bible to show you how you can redesign your life and how the Bible teaches you to redesign your life by understanding that the entire Bible is psychological. So, my brother and my sisters, one thing I want to get across to you is that many of us, our lives have been designed by our parents, by our teachers, by our political leaders, by our religious leaders, and the whole of society in general would have designed our life. So we do everything based on society. I refer to that as conformity. But you're told that you must not be conformed by the systematic way of thinking that the world will offer to you. But you must be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So the only how you can renew your life is by renewing your mindset, having a change of mindset. And that is written in Romans, I think, chapter 12. And many religious people quote that scripture and fail to understand that the Bible is mental or psychological. Now, there are many people who would, at this time of season, they will redesign their homes. They will also remodel their vehicles and so on, and other things that they hold dear. They will remodel them or redesign them. Yet there are many who fail to realize just as how you want to redesign your home or redesign your vehicle. so too you must redesign your life if you want to come into a place of abundance and prosperity. If you do not like the result that you are having in your life, it means that you need to redesign your life. And I'm going to show you how you can do it. So my brother and my sisters, it is never too late to change your destiny, because a change of mind is a change of destiny. And you're the Lord and Master of your destiny, because you can create your reality consciously. For it is your own thought that is creating your reality and creating your personality. And that is why the Bible tells you that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Now, I would have just quoted Romans 12 for you, but there's another scripture that I want to quote for you that teaches you how to redesign your life. And it is found in Jeremiah chapter 18. Okay, in the 4th verse. But I would like to read from verses 1 right down to verses 4 for you. It says that the Lord which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, the word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Arise and go down to the potter's house, and there I will cause thee to hear my words. My brother and my sisters, there's a point in your life that you must vibrate to, so you will have the right hearing, where you will hear from your intuition. The Lord is your I amness. It's your inner self that will speak to you and guide you to show you where to discover the potter's house. Then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he wrought a work on the wheels. When you realize that the potter's house is talking about your own self, it is speaking about your mind and your imagination, you realize the wheels that you're wroughting the work on have to do with the 7 chakras. You will realize also that everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. And your brain is a transmitter and a receiver of frequency. And that is why when you understand the Bible psychologically and understand that it also has to do with the physiology of your body, you will realize that science and technology is linked with spirituality. And that is why many scientists can speak of the same procedure as speaking about brain waves. But it is the same thing that is written right here. Then it says in verses 4, and the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again. He remodeled. He redesigned it again, another vessel, as seemed good to the potter to make it. This is teaching you about your imagination and how you can change your state, how you can change your imagination, how you can change your situation, by using your imagination. So my brother and my sisters, when you read about the potter, and it's telling you that the potter wrought a work and the wheel, it is you going into meditation, it is you going into visualization, and you may have done it unconsciously and now living a life that you do not so much enjoy or love, because you were living a life based on the morals of society. But now you've come to a certain realization, because you have found your higher self, your true self, and you want to remodel your life. You want to change that vessel. You want to change your living standards. Right here in the Bible, it is telling you you have the power to do so. And I'm saying to you, you change your mind, you change your life. Remember, as it uses this symbology to show you that the vessel that was once modeled by the potter, that it can be remodeled. It is speaking of your life that can be remodeled. So my brother and my sister, do not look at your age and say to yourself that you're sorry you didn't get this message when you were younger. You're receiving this message at the right time, that you can change your life by changing your belief system, by changing your mindset. And that's why I always encourage you to trust in your imagination, believe in your imagination as God in man. For the eternal body of man is the imagination. That is God himself. There's no other God. There's no God in the sky. There's no man in the sky looking down at you. There's no power outside of yourself. The only creative power there is in this world is the power of imagination. That is why everything in this world that was made, it was first imagined, it was first a thought, it was first an idea. And that is written in St. John 1 and verses 3 also. That is why when you say without him, that him is not speaking of a man who existed 2,000 years ago. That him is a personification that represents your own human imagination. That's why my brother and my sister, I always point you to look within and always encourage you to believe in yourself. Take control of your life. Change your life to how you want it to be. If you can see it in your vision, you can experience it in reality. That's what it means when you say, and the word became flesh and we handled him. A word is a thought expressed, is the expression of your thought. It is speaking about that you'll be able to contact by the five senses. So even when we go to school and they model our life, or design our life to think in terms of limitation, when you think more deeply, you will realize that the pen, the pencil, the bench, the desk, the blackboard, even the building, the car, school, it was first imagined, it was first a thought, it was first an idea. And even the religious people going to church and looking for a man in the sky to come and save them, they fail to realize that no one could write a book, and it wasn't first a thought, it wasn't first an idea, it wasn't first imagined. So the Bible was first a thought, it was first an idea, it was first imagined. It's basic common sense. So it's all psychological. So my brother and my sisters, if you have listened to me to this far, it means that you're really paying attention and you really want to do better with your life. Therefore, I would like to say to you that you're really ready for this message. And all you need to do is to be a doer and not just a hearer. It's as simple as that. Some people looking for things that are more complicated, but it cannot be any more simple than this. That is why when one speaks from experience, it would not be something based on theory. And it would be so simple that many would miss such simplicity. So with that, my brother and my sisters, this is an invitation for you to redesign your life how you want it to be. And let me say here that if what I'm saying is really resonating with you and making sense to you, and this is the first time that you're listening to me, I would like to say to you, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to comment, to like, to share this video. But just before I leave, I just want to remind you that this message I bring to you as usual, it is the single eye message of self-realization, which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body would be full of light. And to be honest with you, my brother and my sister, hadn't it been that the single eye would have awake within me when I awake from the dream of life and change from mortal to immortality, I would have been here bringing this message to you. For when it happens to you, you would first feel that great and mighty shaking, that great earthquake that would awake you out of the grave, which is your body. And you would hear the unearthly wind. Then you would ascend like a fiery being, and you will come out of your skull and realize that you have just experienced the resurrection. You come to realize that you have experienced the real, true virgin birth, and you will come to discover your higher self, and you will come in to understand that the only reality there is, the only thing that is real is consciousness, because you become pure consciousness and you become more aware, and you will say, I am pure awareness. okay? And you would use your consciousness and your awareness to create your reality consciously. Also, my brother and my sisters, when you have this experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun above you that you see, that is what powers all of humanity. And that is what gives energy to all of humanity. And that is why you will realize that it is the rising of the sun in you, and that the sun parallels the human imagination, the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun there is no life and there is no light, and without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made. And you're told in Psalms 84:11 that the Lord God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And truly the sun has never withheld any good thing from humanity. For what I would have said before, that the sun is what pours all of humanity and gives all of humanity its energy. Then in Malachi chapter 4 and verses 2, you're told also that the Son of Righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And when the sun has risen in me, I'm bringing healing to all of humanity, pointing each and every one to look inwardly to discover that the real identity is their divinity, and encouraging you also to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, your creative power, which is actually the sexual power. Use that power to achieve your every desire and redesign your life how you want it to be. So with that, Mr. I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.